Hey guys, how's it going? My name's always and welcome back to Skybees. In the last episode, we were working towards getting to the end, which we did. We went to the end, fought the dragon, went and found a bunch of elytras, 4 of them to be exact. And yeah, we used villagers and that was awful. But between episodes, I've cleaned up the area a little bit. I'm gonna work more on that today, but I also managed to get some chickens, finally. So with chickens, we can breed chickens and get more chickens and start farming chickens and yeah, chickens. So that is really important because we're going to need some feathers today. Because today we're making the angel ring, and this is all the other stuff we're going to need other than the feathers. And once we have the angel ring, we're going to start working on getting this base a little bit more organized. Currently it's a mess. It's an absolute mess, and we need to start getting all of the combs from everything to a central location, specifically there. So that's what we're going to work on. And speaking of which, we're also going to want one of these. Okay, so, unless, I don't think we have actually additions or anything similar. These only hold one, I do believe. Okay. So, yeah, we've got a lot of work to do. So, first things first, let's get the chickens, and the way we're going to do this is... I don't want to accidentally kill all of our chickens. There are so many cookies in there. So we're just going to come over here. And we're going to Pokeball a single chicken. That is effectively what this is. And we're going to capture it. And we're going to put it over here. And hopefully get some feathers. Okay, so one chicken sacrificed for the good of our... everything to get the feathers that we need for the angel ring, and those go up here. Now the next thing we're going to need is a bunch of luminescence. Now luminescence is a thing from Astral Sorcery, not that hard to make. It is redstone, glowstone, and gunpowder, and we need 4 blocks of this plus 4 extras, but there is the blocks, and those go here, here, and here. And then we are going to need 4 advanced components and 8 gold plates. So the advanced components are pretty straightforward. I believe that's the plate press. Yes. So we just need to get these and those. And advanced components require 2 gold. And I picked everything up. So just send those off. And send those off. Perfect. So once we have the angel ring, what we're going to do is we are going to fly around underneath our base and wire everything up. So we're going to need to break some pieces of cobblestone underneath all of our collection chests. And luckily, with the hitbox of the chests, it's not too hard. So there's 1, 2, 3... 3, 4, 5, 6. How many? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 collection chests in total. Does that sound about right? We'll figure it out, and if we're not getting whatever we need from one of them, we'll worry about it later. Now, we are going to be upgrading all of these to apiaries soon. And there might be some struggles with that, but we can have multiple apiaries, so it shouldn't be too bad. In the same, like, block space. So it's kind of whatever. But, yeah, eventually we are going to need to upgrade. And that's going to be expensive, and I would like to get some autocrafting before we do that, which is the other thing we're going to work on today. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 different collection chests, if my math is correct. So we should have all the stuff over here by now. 8 plates, 4 iron, dark iron plates, black iron plates. What are they called? Black iron slates. That's close. So with the luminescence and 2 gold gives us the advanced components, and those go here. Gold plates around the edges, and there is the angel ring. Now this thing is really good. So we now have creative mode flight, and that is super important because if I want to go underneath the base, we can now. And you know, some things like this we need to shore up, so I don't fall through the void when I dig out all this stuff and change the way it works. You know, that slab can be broken so we can have everything perfectly cobblestoned. And you can see where we need to go for a lot of the pipes. Now, that is going to be a little bit of a challenge to get everything to come in to where we need it to be. But Angel Ring means creative flight, and that means everything is easier now. So, a lot of work for that, but it was worth it. Now, before we get on to everything else, we need to have a couple things set up. So first of all, we need to have a place where all this stuff is going to come into. And we're going to need to move this section because this is where we're going to have our base of kind of all the sifting and all that kind of fun stuff. Now, how we're going to bring things in is a logistical transporter. We're probably going to upgrade it a little bit, but we can just make a bunch of these if need be. If I have a good bit of basic control, we can get a stack pretty easily. And in fact, we're going to upgrade those to advanced. And we can even upgrade them even further if we so choose. And those were 2 quests, by the way. Mechanism quests. There they are. So we could go to the ultimate logistical transporters. That would be really fast. Is that needed? I don't know. But the thing is let's do a test. So I should have some chests in here. And what we're going to do is we're going to have these guys. Now we need our configurator. It's not in there. And I don't want to upgrade these too far just because that's going to be really expensive. Do we not have this thing, the configurator? I might not have made it, but I thought that I did. Everything is just completely full. I need to get more storage. I don't see one. So can we make one? No, we need another infused alloy, which is just some redstone and iron. We're going to need an energy tablet, which is a little bit more redstone. And yeah, this is not too terrible to do. The big thing is, once we bring everything in, this guy is going to go into this little factory area. And the question is, when we centrifuge stuff, let's see, is there a way to see recipes? Let's see this way. So most of the stuff is not too bad because it will make honey. And that's fine. But there is a couple things that require bottles because they don't make honey. And one of the big ones is the ender honeycombs. So this is one, and I think it might be the only one that we're going to want to differentiate. We're going to want to separate that one out and make sure that it doesn't go into the system. I will verify that later, but I'm pretty sure it's just the ender ones that are different. And yeah, we just got to make sure those don't go into the system. because that would be bad. But let's make the configurator if we get a piece of lapis. Didn't notice that I needed that. And with that, we can do a little bit of testing to make sure that this is going to be a good level for what we want. So let's just get some power in that. Stores 24,000 FE, but doesn't really matter too much. It doesn't use too much. And it has a bunch of states, so I'm going to have to figure out what the buttons are. But this is the logistical pipes. Now we can change the color. We can change it to push, pull, or none, or normal. So we want it to be pull, and if we put stuff in here, it pulls it into there immediately. Now there is a way, and it's more complicated, and I don't know if we're gonna do it or not, but what is it called? It is a logistical sorter. So these things, these things are filters that allow you to sort things out of an inventory and logistical transporters. So piston, iron, and basic control circuit. We're gonna want one of those, potentially. And I think how okay, that moves a lot of stuff very fast. Let's grab a bunch of stacks of stuff because this is what it feels like we have. I think that's going to be fast enough. Okay. So we don't need to do anything about that, at least to get the items here. So I should explain a little bit of my thought process. So what we're going to do is we're going to have these logistical transporters on all of the chests for the collection chests for the various apiaries. Now, I don't know if how the apiary blocks work, but once we get those, then we'll worry about changing the system. What it will probably be is just a matter of putting an extra pipe and having the apiary like at this glass block. I think that's how they'll work, but I'm not like 100% sure. But regardless, we'll overcome that once we get there, because once we start making apiaries, I kind of want to make the top tier apiary, the tier 4, and that's going to require a lot of nether stars and a lot of the earlier ones. So yeah, it's going to be pretty expensive, but we only need so many of them, so I think doing that is going to be the best way, and we'll just upgrade them one at a time and worry about things then. But we're going to have these logistical transporters on all these chests to take everything out and send it to a central location where we can process the combs and go from there. So I think these will work just fine. And what we're going to do is we're going to have just a chest for now. And we're going to actually upgrade it. We're going to have an obsidian chest. Now this is going to be somewhat expensive. So we need a bunch of iron. I should have a bunch of iron in here, right? No. Do I not have any iron? Okay. So, do I have a bunch of iron over here? I don't have any iron right now. Okay. That's... Oh, wait, no, I do. I have a bunch of iron. Okay. So, let's make an iron chest. Then we turn that into a gold chest. And then with just a couple of diamonds, some obsidian, and some glass, we can turn that into a diamond chest and then an obsidian chest. An obsidian chest has a very large inventory. Very large. So that's what we're going to go with for our storage. And then what we can do is we can make a logistical sorter to do better things. So let's go ahead and make this thing. We need a piston, not too difficult, and a logistical sorter. So let's make sure this is going to work before I build things and set things up. So logistical sorter has to go there, and we can turn filters on. So item stack, I believe we can just say, I don't remember how to do this. Blue, no. New filter, tag material. I don't remember what is what. So, okay, there we go. In that, we'll do gold ingot. We'll say it's green. Save. And then auto eject. That's fine. Cycles between. We will do the default as green. So what we can do is we can have two different chests, and these would be the inputs into this. So we'll have one chest that's an input to this. If these connect, it will go directly into it. Otherwise, it will go into the other centrifuge that we're going to make. So what we can do is we can change this color. If I can remember how to. It's been a while. So, okay, there we go. We can change this one to green. And I think the other filter was default is green. And we want default to be blue. So we can change that to blue. Now, if I put a bunch of items in here. Auto ejects. And it doesn't matter what I put. It will put only gold in there and everything else in here. So that's exactly what we're going to have. And I didn't know these made noises. Redstone detection upgrades. So you can put a muffling upgrade on it if you want, so that it doesn't make noise. But that's it. That's all we're going to do. So let's go ahead and get rid of these. And with that working like I want it to, theoretically we can, let's see, ender ones are over here. And if we get, let's get a stack of ender and a stack of whatever else. And let's just make sure this works one last time. And so we'll put the ender ones up here. That will be green, which is a good color for ender. And this one we'll make blue. Put a chest, logistical sorter, and we will delete that one. New filter, item stack, ender honeycombs, green. So if I put these in here, ender up there, skeleton is there. Perfect. So that's exactly what we want to see. So I need to kind of make an area and figure out where we're going to put the specifics of all this stuff, because we're going to have this be our machine room. Now, before I do that, because I'll honestly probably do a lot of this stuff off camera between episodes, just because it's going to be a little bit better. I'm going to put this stuff in here for now. It's going to be better just to make things a little bit easier on me. I can take my time and plan things out, not really worry about getting an episode out or anything like that, because there is other things we need to do. So first of all, we need to make a quantum storage unit, which hopefully we have. Do we have any more iron? Okay, let's go grab some iron. I love being able to fly. Let's go grab some iron. Honeycombs. Now let's get those processing. We have a lot of honeycombs that we can process, but what I want is this beeswax. So we have a ton of beeswax, and I want to make it into a very large storage like the honey. So we're going to make the equivalent for items. So we need a iron storage, then a gold So we need some wood. Let's get a little bit of wood. So gold storage. Diamond storage. We need to get some diamonds, which I should have over here. And then we can get the quantum storage unit, which we can then place down. For now, we can just put it right here, and we're going to put beeswax in it. So now all of the beeswax ever can just go in here. And that will be, we'll have an output, we'll do something like that. And I think if we just have this, there's other types of logistical transporters. There is other pipes. There is a diversion, which is controllable by redstone, and a restrictive, which is only used if there's no other paths available. So we can make one of these and use that. We'll see if we have to. But here's the thing. All of this is great, but we're going to need places to store all these items. Now, we might use drawers. I'll kind of decide that once I've cleared this area out and start building up our quote-unquote factory. But I don't know for sure yet. So, at the very least, we need to start looking into getting into crafters and, more specifically, autocrafting. So, there is a bunch of things we need to do in terms of refined storage. So let's get into that real quick. So we're going to need a bunch of stuff we don't have. So a crafter is made from a machine casing, which we need quartz enriched iron. We should have a good bit of that. We have one in there. Do we have any in here? No. Let's take the iron. Do we have any more steel? We are going to need a little bit of steel. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can go ahead and get some more honeycombs processing while we make the steel plates. We just need the quartz enriched honeycomb. Be cool if I could reach the... You know, I can if I do this. Perfect. Okay, so we have the plates. And we have a bunch of quartz enriched iron. So now we can hopefully make the auto-crafting thing. So how does auto-crafting work? For actually, we're going to need 2 of those. So let's get 4 more steel smashed up. And we'll go ahead and make all this stuff. So how does autocrafting work? Well, basically, we're going to teach the machine, the refined storage system, how to make things by telling it patterns and using these crafters, which it will use to make said items. Now, it is fairly weak, to be perfectly honest. Why is that not... Oh, right, we need 2 of those. So we need those. I forgot, this has to be done in a crafting grid. Alright, so let's get this. There we go, 2 machine casings. So the crafters will let us, if we tell it what kind, like how to make things, give it the crafting recipe and a pattern, which we can make 1 of those. We can actually make a couple of those. It will be able to craft whatever we tell it, given that the items it needs are in the system. So first thing we need to do is click the right thing. So we need 2 advanced, a construction, and a destruction. So we're going to need our inscriber out. So I think that's still in here. We are going to need the inscriber press. And let's see, we do have some of those. Okay, So we're going to need, let's see, one there, 2 diamond ones. Okay, so we're going to need 2 of these. And let's grab some diamonds. I do have a few diamonds. And we can go ahead and make 2 of these. We'll grab 4 silicon for now. Put this down. We'll get all of those made. And then 2 redstone, a glowstone, and a quartz. So 2 redstone, a glowstone, and a quartz. Okay, nothing too difficult. Just gonna take a little bit of time. And then, do we have things for making the crafting grid? So we're gonna need another advanced processor, so that's another diamond. And that goes with redstone. So we're going to need 3 redstone. We're also going to need another silicon taken care of. And then what else? Crafting grid, that's easy enough. And a bunch of stuff. We're going to need a gold one. And 2 more iron. Let's see how to make these. Slime and all that stuff. Okay, so we'll get to these. So the advanced processors are what? Redstone. So we need 2 string and a slime. Most of this stuff is pretty easy to get. And then if we can get some of the silicon honeycombs. Okay, so we can get a few here. Just get 16 processed, and we'll go from there. So a little bit of work, but we'll get there. So once we have the crafter, which let's go ahead and make the destruction core. And we're going to need another glowstone and another quartz. So I'll have to go over and get those in a moment. And most of this stuff is pretty easy. Another glowstone, another quartz. And what does the improved processor is just redstone. Okay. So we'll do that. We should be able to make a crafter, which is another quest in the refined storage. And that's going to get us to all these other things. Pattern grids is the one that we need to make. Not a crafting grid. We're going to need the pattern grid as well, the crafting grid as well at some point. But the pattern grid requires advanced processor, a pattern, and a grid. And grids are expensive and annoying. So, you've seen me make the grids before. We'll get to that later. I will make the stuff we need for that later. But this crafting is what we're going to get into. Yeah, let's actually work on it. So we're gonna need silicon. We need a grid with an advanced and a other thing, the thing that does the thing, the pattern. So then we just need to get a grid, which I don't know if we have any more illuminated panels. We should somewhere, but we're gonna need a destruction core and a construction core. And then we should be able to make that. We just need one more iron thing. I guess we're just going to go ahead and make this right now. Later on, this is going to be a lot easier to do because we'll get things set up so that it is mostly automatic. And then there is still one more thing I want to make, which I need to do some mana making for that. Because we're going to make a new flower so that we can get mana a little bit easier. And it's actually going to involve the villager over there. So let's see, we have this glowstone, and I just need to find out if I have that panel. I feel like I should, but I don't know if I do. Not in there. It's not going to be in there. Alright, let's just make the destruction core. And if I tell it to make a grid... Okay, there is a panel in there. I just didn't see it. There they are. So we put this in here. There is the grid. Advanced processor, and that makes the pattern grid, which is 2 quests. So there's a crafting monitor, a crafting manager, and a storage monitor. We'll worry about those later, but we put the crafting grid there. We can make the patterns. So one thing we could immediately do, and this can just set next to it. It does not matter. We'll put the patterns in that once we're ready. But something we could tell it to make is, let's see, a lot of that stuff is going to be a little bit more challenging. What's something that we're going to use a lot? Oh, I don't even know. I don't even know what to make. So we're not going to make anything yet. But we will get to the point where we're crafting these 64K storage parts pretty much automatically. It's going to require more crafters. So let's actually see if that pattern, we can go ahead and tell it how to make the crafter. So crafter. And then if we give it all these pieces, it'll just automatically make it whenever we tell it. So if I had all the stuff, which it's obviously missing, we could just make the crafter. Now, we're going to make a factory building here, and it's going to be kind of tall, I think. We're going to make it the one thing that is going to look industrial. And it's going to have all of our machines, and it's going to have a bunch of auto crafting that we can use. And maybe I won't make it tall. Maybe I will go underneath. That could be cool. So maybe we'll have a staircase underneath and have an area underneath for, like, let's say the centrifuging and some of the auto crafting. That would probably be nicer. So that is going to be what I work on between episodes. But before we end off today, I want to make the Kekimuras, because I want to get the blocks of Terra Steel so that we can start getting Terra Steel bees and the Elementium bees, and then I can tear this down because we won't need it anymore. So that is what we're going to do. We need to make Kekimuras. Now, the petals are easy. Pixie dust we have, and I can always make more of these later, but won't really worry about it. But the hard part is we need a Rune of Gluttony, which requires 2 mana diamonds. Okay. And Fire and Winter, which we don't have either of those. So we're going to need a Rune of Fire, which is mana powder. We're going to need Rune of Fire, Rune of Winter, Rune of Gluttony. 3 of those. And we're going to need some seeds, which I can go get in a minute. But, so Fire, Mana Steel, let's see, Winter, Snow Blocks, Wool, Earth, and Water. Okay. That we can do. And yeah, let's go ahead and get that stuff. So nether brick, gunpowder, nether wart, and then we need powder. I guess we'll just use nether quartz dust because I think that will work. Let's see. No. You can use a lot of different things, but I think the easiest is going to be just get some redstone. Or actually, even easier is let's just grab, let's see, we need an extra piece of gunpowder. And I know I have all that stuff lying around somewhere. We're going to need 2 snow blocks, so that's 8 of those. We're going to need a cake. So that is easy enough, because Mr. Villager sells cakes. What else does the winter rune need? Wool. Okay. That's also easy, as we have string. So let's go ahead and throw all this on here. And it will start making the rune of winter. And hopefully we have enough mana. Let's grab some of these. And we're going to need our Wand of the Forest. Cool. Rune of Winter. You get all the other runes back, which is nice. So we can put those away. So we have the Rune of Winter, which, actually curious, what all does Botania want us to do? Okay. Most of the stuff I don't really care about right now. Okay, so we have the Rune of Winter. We need gunpowder, nether brick, and what was the other thing? I don't think we have gunpowder in here. I know we have gunpowder. Let's see, smelter. Netherwort. Do we have any netherwort in here? If not, I know we have some in here. Take a piece of netherwort. Then I just need to figure out where gunpowder is. I know where gunpowder is. We're going to need 2 of those, so that we can throw 1 into the mana pool and get mana dust. And then we're also going to throw that in there. So this should give us the Rune of Fire. And again, once this is done and we have the Rune of Fire, we can make the Rune of Gluttony. We'll get both the runes that we use back. All we'll have to, if we want more runes of Gluttony, all we have to use is mana and the diamonds. So not too bad of a deal, all things considered. And then for the actual Kekimuris, we need 2 orange petals, 2 brown, and 2 white. Easy. I'm really glad I made this a long time ago. And we throw bucket of water. Those, that. And smack that. Now we will lose the Rune of Gluttony for this. But that's okay. Quest complete. I think that quest was, oh no, that was an actual quest. Okay. So it wanted us to make a Kekimuris. Kekimuris is probably the best flower for generating mana. So that's what we're going to use. And for right now, we're going to just put him right here. And make sure that he's attached to this one. And to show off what it does, we need some emeralds. So let's grab some emeralds. Let's buy some cakes. He's going to level up. I do wonder what his final trade's going to be. And golden carrots, not bad. And then what we can do is we can come over here and put cakes around the Kekimuris, who will, over time, eat said cakes and produce a lot of mana. To the extent that we're probably going to want to upgrade this mana spreader. Can we do that right now? Probably. Let's see. The next tier of mana spreader requires Elementium and Dreamwood. I don't think I got any Dreamwood, so it's going to have to wait. And that's okay. We need to get... maybe I will... Let's pick up the Gorgomillis. Let's pick up this guy. And mana spreader. This. Let's get some wood. And 2 of these. So let's get this to there, this to this. Eat that. We can throw the mana steel in there. And it went on the other side. There's the elementium. For the mana spreader, we just need a single flower petal. Does not matter what color. Let's go with the purple. And then we just need this to convert to logs. We can get the dreamwood because I believe dreamwood is made from living wood. And that should be everything we need. So once this converts, which there we go, we just pick it up. And 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. And now we can make an elven mana spreader, which is much better. That was a quest, which I don't think is going to do much for us. And he's already ate all those cakes, which is okay. That is full. He is full. There is so much mana going on. So that is how we're going to get the Terra Steel. So, between episodes, I am going to work on the factory area. We're going to set this up. I'm going to start getting things kind of moved over. And I think I like the idea of doing a underground piece. Or I guess under the floor piece, basement, whatever, for this. So it doesn't look as bad. We're going to have it to be kind of a small looking factory building, and it will probably be enclosed. We're going to probably put solar panels on the top for our power, but we'll worry about that as we go. But I'm going to work on that and getting the Terra Steel. Once I get the Terra Steel, I'm going to go ahead and make the bees. Get the Terra Steel bees and the Elementium bees, get them in here, producing their goods, and we'll go from there. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know we talked a little bit, a lot of bit about getting things set up, but we're starting to turn the point into more automation stuff, and this angel ring is really going to help. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!